Appreciate you all being here. Well, we're glad to win, and it was a little different kind of game than we're used to. We jumped out pretty hot early and got a nice lead, and I think it was a good game for us, except the second half got a little sloppy. But we were really I'm really proud of Riker. I thought that he played with a lot of poise, made a lot of plays. I've always thought he was a good quarterback. I've told you guys that many times, and so when we needed him today, he was able to help this team get our 9th win of the year, which is also exciting. And then Spencer Lindsay stepped in. Drew got hurt, so Spencer stepped in on senior day, and it was fitting that he would get an opportunity, I guess, and to do a good job on this day, pretty special. And then we had just a great weekend with Jack Johnson joining our team from Norfolk. So anyway, we're glad to win. A lot of good football today. Like I said, sometimes the games like that disintegrate a little bit in the second half, which it looked like to me. But I'm still really proud of our team for the win, and puts us in position to still go after our 10th win for the year.
Take us through the decision with Riker, the timetable. When did you tell him, and when did you decide?
Well, we probably we were a little more worried about where Tommy would be earlier in the week than we were a week ago, frankly. We thought that a week ago with the concussion protocol, you could at least kind of look forward and say, if this goes like this, then he'll be okay to play. So, we kind of went through that progression thinking that he might be able to play. This week with a hamstring, you can't do that. We stretched it out, and frankly, I kept it kind of quiet for a day or two. I thought it might help us a hair if they had to not be sure if it was going to be Tommy or Riker, who are different style of quarterbacks. So, by Thursday, it looked pretty much like Riker was going to play. We can still take a guy right out to Saturday morning, though, and see. But frankly, the hamstring's hard to do that with, because you don't know until you run, and then when you run, you might hurt yourself some more. So it's a tough one. We'll see where he goes this week.
Mike, Riker's had he's been around a long time. He hasn't had a lot of moments like that.
Yeah.
Was it cool to see him kind of, throw the ball over the field there in the first half?
Really, really excited for him. And Dirk, I promise I'm not surprised at all. The guy has some special qualities that are real important to quarterbacking. He's got a nice release. He's obviously got poise. He's got good vision. Put a lot of balls in a nice location for guys to make some plays today. Missed a couple more by just a hair that could have been really exciting for the big picture. No, I'm really proud of him. I think it's really difficult for a guy like that has moved up, has that confidence, and not get to the point where you're getting to play much your senior year. So I'm thinking that he won't, and we won't, and Grand Island won't ever forget this game, right?
You talked about these seniors this week and how important they've been to you. I mean, how emotional was it for you and those guys you felt before the game, and just the way they handled it in the first half?
This group of seniors, I think that I suppose everybody across the country on senior day says the same thing. But when you make a transition like this, and you're fortunate enough to land with a group of guys like this, we are very, very thankful for that. Really, my disappointment is I've only got to be around these guys for a couple of years, and we'll try to carry on with the rest of their group going forward and continue to make this better and better. But I don't think that we rebound from a year ago and be able to have a year like this without a really good bunch of older guys in the program. I believe that's true. So, this group pretty special. They are very close to one another, and it makes for they have a lot of pride in their own teammates, and frankly just plain old-fashioned friendships within this group. You can see it. So pretty close-knit. They've been bonded together through many different circumstances, including one tragic one in the summertime. So that part will never be forgotten.
Mike, how fitting was it, though, that you went to Sam Foltz as high school quarterback to kind of bring it home on senior day here?
I thought about that during the week, that Sam would be proud of Riker. I think Sam threw quite a few touchdown passes, or Riker threw quite a few touchdown passes to Sam, I think, when they were in high school. So pretty special. And I've always had a special spot for Riker because, he's a guy that probably could have gone to a smaller school and thrown for 3,000 yards one year or something like that, but stuck it out here with his teammates and friends and won a big game for us to get our 9th win of the year. Like I said, that's a big deal. Put us in position to get double digits next week.
How did you feel like your special teams?
Oh, gosh. The specialist part of it, Caleb had a couple rough spots right away. For whatever reason today, Sam, we didn't transition very well. And then, I think probably because of that, we got a fake punt converted on us. So there you have it.
Did Westerkamp's reaction when he came out to you for senior day, did that surprise you?
His reaction right at the beginning of the ceremony?
Yeah.
No, it didn't. Emotional, loves it, engaged totally. When you're just getting to know Westy for a couple of years, that did not surprise me. He cares a ton. And he wears it on his sleeve, which is pretty fun.
Would you describe Riker as confident by nature?
Yes, I would. There is not ever a cockiness about it, not anything that you would say, hey, tone it down a little bit. But I don't think he ever doubted that he could do something like that.
Mike, back to the seniors, how special was it that so many of them stepped up and played really well today?
I think it's one of those things that I think I've seen it before, where the kind of the change of the routine, the emotion of senior day is disruptive in the thought process of those guys. It gets them out of the rhythm of what they have done for a long time playing in a game. Just the pregame type stuff, all the change, all the family, everything changes. They don't respond as well. This group seemed to take it up. All those guys that were seniors were really, really engaged in playing in the game, and pretty. It looked like we didn't have to worry about any of that today.
We talked about it earlier in the week, and now that it's finally happened, what does it mean to go undefeated at home this year?
Well, we're excited to do that. I think that the fans here are the best in the world. So to be able to play and win games in front of them is obviously a big goal of ours as a coaching staff and as a team. So it was great to be able to do that, and we always appreciate their involvement because they're always a factor here. There's no doubt about it. That has to be pretty intimidating at different times when it probably can feel pretty overwhelming. So, we're all kind of in this together.
Along those lines, were you surprised by when that true freshman quarterback came out for them?
We were kind of going through all the scenarios going in, Steve, and of course Brian Stewart had just coached for them a couple of years ago, knew a little bit more about personnel background for them. So I would have to say that no, we weren't surprised. We didn't know how it was going to unfold, but we were kind of talking about many different possible scenarios.
You had to be happy with the rush defense because they came in over 200.
Yeah.
Over 11 yards.
Probably the key in the game, Andy. Probably the key to the game. That was probably their most impressive statistic out there, that they had the biggest impact with their team was their running offense. And what we did in that part today, gosh, if we don't give up that screen pass for a long play, we really have an unbelievably good statistical day defensively. It was good anyway, but it would have been unbelievable without that play.
How optimistic are you about maybe having Tommy back down next week in Iowa?
I'm optimistic that we'll have Tommy back, but I'm not sure. So, I suppose with a short week, we're we're going to have to try to find out as soon as we can about what that means. I'm guessing Riker might get the early work still.
Any update on Coach?
Pardon?
Any update on Drew Brown?
You know, he got dinged a little bit, or I shouldn't say a little bit. He got dinged, and you know how those things are now. We'll go through a protocol of how he does. So that's the only word I have on it.
Tanner's lab got in and made a tackle.
He's in the books forevermore.
He was going to get in today.
Yeah, we. As a matter of fact, we tried to make sure guys that were seniors that had been in the program, had not been in a game. We tried everything we could to make sure we got them all. Some moments at the end, and Tanner made a play, and he'll be in the records for a tackle.